Hi, this is Ben. I'm here with Noah, and today we're going to talk about the memberships provider within Visual Studio for ASP.NET MVC.
One of the cool things is that when you create a brand new MVC web app, not only does it give you a default account controller and ready to go registration, log on, log off forms, it actually gives you the backend data store already in place to do that. Let me show you a quick demo of that. So we're going to fire up our web application for the first time here, and it'll prompt me to enable debugging on the web config file. I'm okay with that. So here it comes. Browser comes up, and I can immediately click log on. I haven't done anything but create this application. And here I don't have an existing username and password, but I can register and fill in my information. Standard fields for confirming your password, validation, and even unit tests are in place for all this functionality. I click register, and my account is immediately added to the database. But it's not added to the database I want it to be added to. It's actually the internal SQL Express instance, and it's the ASP.NET file. So single file database, which is probably not what you want in a production situation, but you can see that it's welcoming me. I can log off, and if I try to come back on as that user, as long as I give it the correct password, it knows who I am. So I'm already, I have a full membership application built and ready to go, but it's not where I want to go long term.
That's really great to get right out of the box, Noah, but why don't we go through the steps on how we would actually set up the membership for maybe a custom database.
Sounds good.
If we could, why don't we go out to Codeplex and check out the Chinook database. This is an open source database available for SQL Server, Oracle, and MySQL. Let's download the code and then install into our SQL Server.
Okay, I'm just going to drop this on the desktop for right now. It comes as a zip file. Extract that with 7-zip real quick and see what we got here. We've got some sample data, we've got some scripts. You can see the different servers we support. In our case, we just want to use the SQL Server script, and we're going to run that manually from within our SQL Server Management Studio. So let me bring that open. My server and my database name are called Lemming, just so you know for future reference. And here's our window. Let me just go drag that script right in here.
Perfect. So what that script just did is it created the database for it. It added some tables as well as added a bunch of data to our system. So now we have the Chinook database in place, and
there it is. Let's just pop this open, look at a couple tables. There we go.
Yep, inside of Chinook you can see it's basically just showing a number of bands, their albums, and their music. So let's go back to our application. We can show you really quickly where that connection string was for the initial out-of-the-box setup for the membership.
So back in our web config here on our out-of-the-box web solution, we have connection strings section here, and its default name here is application services. That's how it's wired up for the membership piece. But it's using, again, the SQL Express ASP.NET DB attached file name, not really our production solution. So what we're going to do instead is point to our new Chinook database, which will also be the source of our ASP.NET membership tables once we get those in place.
Right. So Noah, while you're updating that connection string, there's actually a pretty nice trick. There's a number of the SQL files are located on your machine once you have ASP.NET 2.0 installed. You're going to find the SQL scripts are available. You can go through the same process as we just did, which is a drag and drop into Management Studios. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to use a wizard that's provided out of the box. I found that it's actually the easiest way to get moving with your install. So now if you would, please go to the command line and navigate away.
Alright, here we go. C:\Windows Microsoft Framework version 2.0. And if I do a directory listing here, we've got a bunch of stuff, including some EXEs and some database scripts that we could install manually, but we're going to take the shortcut because I loves me some wizards, and we're going to run ASP.NET underscore reg SQL.exe.
Now executing this, we're going to be presented with the wizard. Like all good wizards, you can hit next a couple of times. And now we're presented with the option to actually configure our database. Here you can either choose to have a new database or an existing database to store your membership profiles and roles. We're just going to click next. And now Noah's going to provide his server information. We're going to go with Windows Authentication and choose the Chinook database, which we just installed, and click next. Confirm our settings and we're ready to roll. This just takes a few quick seconds to get everything configured and put in place. This is just your confirmation message. We can click finish and then go back to the database to see that in fact these new artifacts are in place. If you quickly do a refresh, I'm hoping you're going to find all these ASP.NET underscore tables. These are the same tables that would be found in the Express version of SQL Server, which are used out of the box with ASP.NET MVC. So now that we have these tables in place, if we go back to our web config, assuming that that connection string is correct, we should be able to move forward with working application. Now, because these database tables were just created, we don't have any users at all in place, so we're going to have to go through the same steps of registering. Noah's going to provide his same credentials as before, register, and that was snappy. We're going to log off, log back in, and assuming everything goes great, we're back in business. So that was us creating a custom database and hooking up all of our membership information, and thanks very much.
We weren't recording. Oh wait, were we? Hold on. We were recording. Yes, thank God. Bye.